Hello everyone, welcome back to Protect and Persevere. So today I'm going to be looking at my kind of Frankenstein plate carrier setup, just for the heck of it. I know there's a lot of debate, both in should civilians even have body armor, and then also how it would be realistically and used and whatnot. I'm not really going to be talking about that. So starting off, we have at the very base is a HRT HRAC. HRAC plate carrier. I bought this a long time ago, and I don't know if I'd buy it again. Just it's an okay carrier, but it's made overseas, and there are some other just things where it's not bad, but like I said, I don't think I'd buy it again. And also just because I made so many random upgrades to it, I could have just done something different from the start. So yeah, it's an HRT HRAC, and one of the first things I did was I messed around with a bunch of different cummerbunds. So, in the past, I had messed around with some of those elastic and stretchy cummerbunds, like a T-Rex arms knockoff, and Defensive Mechanisms has one. But I ended up wanting to try side plates, so I ended up going with Spirited Systems tube cummerbund and their Spirited Systems their plate bags. So I am running those. I really like it structured, especially for I'm running side armor. It helps keep it balanced, and it rides well because there's like this TRC material in there, but at the same time it's breathable, and it's obviously ventilated, and just its load bearing capabilities is pretty nice. And then also I'm a big fan of some type of quick detach or quick deploy whatever tube system. In the past I ran I think the Tactic buckles or the rock buckles, but these are actually first spear tube systems. And it just makes putting it on and off very fast. So that was the first thing I kind of upgraded, was the cummerbund. And just for the armor I'm wearing is I have some old Ace-Link level 4s in here, and then these side armor are also from Ace-Link, but they're level 3. Definitely not not that they're bad or anything. I would rather go a different route if I could do it all over again. And I'll definitely probably upgrade these in the future. Mainly just really thick, kind of heavy for compared to nowadays, and they're not multi-curve or anything. And I'd rather have some more lightweight, but mainly more concealable multi-curve, thinner plates is the main deal. But it's totally functional. So also going into some upgrades. I guess I upgraded the shoulder pads from the stock HRT ones. These are from Axle Advanced. Took a while to kind of break them in, but I feel like they do help support the load a little bit better on your shoulders. At the end of the day, it's still, you have to get used to just wearing weight on your body. So, but I like them. They look cool and they function well. They're structured, cable routing and all that good stuff. Going from there, I messed around with a bunch of different placard systems. And not even running placards and just scaling with it, and I'll talk about that later. But I ended up deciding that why can't I just run 4 mags up here, because I was usually most people run the standard 3 mags. But I saw Shaw Concepts had a really cool placard system, so I picked up one of those, and then I'm actually running a Lunar Concepts quad insert. I think it's their Q insert, which is more I guess there's a little bit more retention because it's more of this kind of, not Kydex, but it's like a plastic material. So it's very easy to reinsert and whatnot. So very nice placard. Gives me 4 mags up front. Kind of going into the people getting into heated arguments about plate carriers and whatnot. How many mags is like another argument, and I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I really like this placard. I have a tourniquet mounted on the bottom so I can access it with the other hand. And then going from there, also I want to note is that this tube system, I actually have it attached to a Axle Advanced, their little adapter wing things that it velcros under here. But also I could attach the tube system to the little tabs on the placard itself, which I have done in the past. And that actually makes it hug and tighten up a little bit more. But The only downside is that if you're messing around with layers or you want easy adjustment with your cummerbund size, is you kind of lose that ability. And I like taking this placard off if I want to scale with like LBE over this, so I just leave it placard style only, not connected to the cummerbund directly. Going from there, I do have these cheap little like side wings velcroed to the plate bag, and on that side I just have a smoke grenade, and then on this side I have a cheap Valframe radio. I have some other radios, but for now this is what I have standing in. Mainly with how far I run these plate bags, I want to run them as far forward as possible. I can't really fit a mag, at least in this spot, unless I want to move the bag back, but I would rather have it more forward and lose that mag. But yeah, so I have a smoke grenade in this pouch, radio in that one. Could fit a tourniquet or a water bottle or whatever, but I think it's pretty well balanced. And then I have a knife behind the placard, and then a little paint can opener. And so yeah, that's pretty much it on the plate carrier itself, except for what I have going on in the back. So the main kind of game changer for me, at least this past summer, is what I have going on the inside of the plate carrier. So down here in the south where it gets really hot and humid during the summer, I was looking for a way to help combat that. And so I kind of looked into Core Performance and some of the stuff they got going on. So the first thing is their ice plate that I wear on my back, that I just have hooked up with their buckles, but they sell like more advanced like ways of carrying that, more secured. But right now I just have it tied up like that. But this ice plate kind of does two things for me. First, if I can cool it off or freeze it, it'll really significantly help cool you off. Like it's pretty crazy how well it works. And then the second thing is as it melts, right now I just have the hose hooked up in the cummerbund section, but you can drink from the water as it melts, so you're cooling your body like an ice pack, but at the same time you're drinking that cold water, so it's cooling your back and cooling you internally. So all that fancy thermoregulation talk. And then second thing is their little ice vents or whatever. The HRT carrier, the one cool thing about it is it does have pontoon Velcro sections, so they just plugged into that. And these just help create some breathing room in between in the middle of your chest to help get some airflow. And then also this material doesn't absorb water. And so that's one thing to look into, is that you're going to be sweating even with all that cool stuff. So looking into like material like this doesn't really absorb water. I thought about going with their shoulder pads too, but I just like the Axle ones, want to try them out. I might go to those in the future too. But yeah, so that's the Core Performance stuff I have going on. That's honestly the main thing that I've been kind of experimenting with this last summer, and I will say it does make a difference. So the only caveat to this would be if you couldn't power, say, a refrigerator or freezer in some type of grid down event, that you would definitely lose some abilities, but I still think it could be useful even with just room temperature water, which is something to consider. So obviously I don't have a ton of stuff on this plate carrier, so I'd want to supplement it somehow. I could put more pouches on the carrier, but I kind of like to spread it out a little bit, so I could easily carry a couple more mags and have a full fighting load, you know, with a couple more mags on my belt line, whether that's a battle belt or whatever. I could carry a handgun, some extra water, other supplementary things, medical, and especially if I'm already wearing the battle belt or whatever around the home base or whatever, I could just quickly throw on the armor and then I'd be ready to go. If I really needed a ton more stuff, I'd probably just layer an LBE over slick armor, which I've shown in the past, but this is a pretty cool setup as well. And then on top of that, I could easily get an assault pack to fit over the back, since I don't keep like anything on the back, and I could further increase my kind of carrying ability, especially if I wanted to just leave the pack at like a checkpoint or something. Now it does stick out a little bit further just due to the ice plate, but it's really not that bad if you don't overload it. Now the main reason why I like this setup is just how quickly I can throw it on. While I do think having like your LBE scaled over slick armor is more versatile, there's something to be said for how fast I can quickly throw this on. I could literally just grab it, throw on maybe some more medical, grab my rifle, maybe a helmet, and I'm ready to go. Versus the other scaled approach would take a little bit longer. So this is why I kind of leave it set up like this. I could easily scale to that kind of setup, but this is immediately I can just go. So cold weather layering would be a good example of when I'd want to wear my LB over my armor. And it's pretty simple. Like I said, just take the placard off and then it should be pretty easy. So I meant to just talk about my plate carrier setup, but I ended up kind of rambling. Hope this video helps. I hope y'all liked it. Stay safe out there and God bless.